I'm Dave Dixon. Blackhat is a 2015 cyber sleuthing hunt for a terrorist starring Thor's Chris Hemsworth. Now, Hemsworth plays a hacker who is furloughed from prison to assist the FBI in finding another hacker turned terrorist who has caused a nuclear meltdown at a power plant. Today, I'm going to break down just one scene from Blackhat. Now, Hemsworth's character is in prison and gets released to the custody of the U.S. Marshals and the FBI to assist them in finding this terrorist. Also on the team is his former college roommate hacker turned Chinese military cyber sleuth. In the scene that I'm going to break down, Hemsworth and his college roommate's sister, also a hacker, are trying to get the password and credentials for a secret NSA spy cracking tool that's called Black Widow. Now, the NSA actually did have a couple of different tools like Black Widow depicted in the film. The most famous of these, or the most notorious of these, is a tool called Eternal Blue. Now, Eternal Blue was used at the NSA in 2015, but it really just took advantage of a security flaw in Microsoft Windows Server message block. That flaw allowed remote execution of other tools. So Eternal Blue actually got released into the wild by the hacker group known as the Shadow Brokers. The Shadow Brokers apparently broke into the NSA, got the tool, and released it, and Eternal Blue became a really common tool for hackers to use around the globe. You may not have heard of Eternal Blue, but you've probably heard of one of its most favorite children, and that's the global cyber attack WannaCry. Now, in this scene, Hemsworth and his FBI handler, Agent Barrett, played by Viola Davis, have already called the NSA agent that owns Black Widow and asked if they could use it to crack some data and find out where the terrorist is, assist them in their manhunt. In other words, the NSA agent, who's played by Tom Cruise's cousin William Mapother, denies the request, forcing Hemsworth to hack into the NSA to try and gain access to Black Widow.
You asked him to change his password?
When he downloaded the PDF, what he downloaded was the keylogger. Got it. Now we wait.
Hemsworth sends Mapother an email pretending to be the NSA agent's superior and requiring him to change his password. Now, this is where we get into some sort of gray areas. There are some problems with the depiction of this credential theft in this movie. Namely, this only works because the NSA agent uses the same email account and password combination that they do for their most secret advanced hacking and spying tool. Using one account for email and a different account for offline, high security services or tools was fairly common even in 2015 in the government. And the other issue is that the NSA doesn't have any email protection. So a PDF file was actually the keylogger attached to the email. That should have been detected by antivirus or any XDR, anti-malware, anti-spyware tool that was monitoring their email. The other problem is MFA. So sure, this was 2014, but MFA, or two-factor authentication, something you know, something you have, etc., was invented in 1985. And by 2014, security fobs with random code generators for MFA were commonplace in the government. Password cracking tools that use like dictionary attacks or rainbow tables probably would not have been very helpful in this scenario. So that is accurate, that they didn't try and just brute force break his account. Multiple bad login attempts probably would have alerted security. But I can't help thinking that wouldn't have been easier to use something like John the Ripper or some other password sniffing tool that could get the user's password out of the LSAS table. So I discussed earlier how Black Widow was similar to an actual NSA tool that was called Eternal Blue. Well, Eternal Blue was used by the NSA to take advantage of a security flaw in most versions of Microsoft Windows, server message block protocol. But the Microsoft actually has a tool that's called ProcDump. And in ProcDump in 2014, you could still use it to dump out the context of the local security table or LSAS table. Since ProcDump was a signed Microsoft toolset, it wouldn't trigger antivirus. It wouldn't trigger anti-spyware. This is something that was technically recognized as part of the operating system. And it would have been a pretty common tool. Hackers used it with things like Mimikatz to steal credentials or escalate privileges. They would dump the LSAS table with ProcDump, and then they would use Mimikatz to crack the dump into clear text, exposing the passwords. Now, Blackhat does a better job of depicting hacking than most Hollywood films. And like I've said before, we don't really want genuinely accurate depictions of hacking in the movies. That, like I said, would create a lending library that would simply teach people how to hack in broader terms. Blackhat does depict realistic scenarios of things like tunneling data through VPN connections to hide where you're actually located, disguise where you are in the world by bouncing from VPN to VPN. There's a fairly accurate depiction of close range Bluetooth messaging that's used by the bad guys that kind of helps the movie plot along. There are some things in this movie that you could come across and say, yeah, that's reasonably accurate. But when you get into the details, it still has things like flying animated graphics to show you moving through the internet and moving through computer systems. Those are getting pretty old, into what's now probably 50 years of hacking movies. But Blackhat, while it has, mixed reactions from a lot of the technical community, it rates about a 2 popcorn out of 4 for me. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of the movie Blackhat. I'm Dave Dixon. This is Tech Goes to the Movies. We'll see you next time.